Hello and welcome to another Warhammer 40,000 Battle Report. Today the Orks will be taking on Chris's Tau in a 1500 points Maelstrom of War mission. Today we welcome Chris back to the channel, and this time Chris has brought his Tau army and he will be facing off against my Death Skull Orks, who haven't actually seen the tabletop since the Codex was released. There's just been too many things getting in the way. So let's take a look at the armies we're going to be running today. Here we have 1500 points of Orks featuring a double battalion, and this is actually the first time I've played the Orcs since the Codex was released all those months ago. There's simply been too many new releases like White Scars, Genestealer Cults, Death Watch that I've not had a chance to take them on. So this will be an interesting one. Apologies for any errors made, but I've had a quick look through the rulebook and hopefully won't have any problems. So leading this battalion, leading the first battalion, I have my War Boss with the Combi Rocket, Power Claw, Might is Right Warlord tray and a Killer Claw relic. I've also got a Big Mech and Mega Armour with a custom force field. I have 3 units of 30 boys, 2 Slugger boys, 1 Shooter boys, each with a knob with a Power Claw. My other HQs, I've got a Weird Boy with Weird Boy Staff and Warpath and the Jump, because you kind of have to with the Orcs. And I've got another War Boss with a huge Chopper and a custom Shooter. The other troops units, I have 3 units of 10 Gretchen. I've got a unit of 15 Looters and a unit of 3 Tractor Cannons. So a lot of mobile force, a lot of boys in this army, some firepower with the Tractor Cannons and the Looters, and some good character support. Not a lot of fast moving elements apart from the Jump with the Weird Boy, so it'll be interesting to see how many of my units survive when I get to the Tau gun line. So
it's not a gun line. It's not a gun line.
Oh, interesting. Really, I haven't seen the army yet, so when we're filming this, so it'll be interesting to see how the Orcs perform. I'm not expecting much from them, as I say. It's my first time out with the new Codex. Well, not that new anymore, but we will see how the Orcs get on, and hopefully I'll be fielding them a bit more in coming reports. Here's 1500 points at Tau. Chris, do you want to talk us through your army?
Yeah. So it's a battalion, a Vanguard and an Outrider. So in the battalion we've got a Cold Star Commander with 2 fusion blasters, a shield generator and an air bursting fragmentation launcher, which is upgraded to the relic one, which is just so much better. And the other HQ in that is on She, so it's a Viola is the sept, so they're not Tau sept. Shock horror, I know.
Remind me what that does?
So Viola means I can advance and shoot with no penalty.
Okay.
Assault weapons and rapid fire become assault 1 when you do it. It's quite handy. This makes like everything like a bit more manoeuvrable. But you do that. But then one thing they do get is they get a stratagem, which allows an infantry unit to shoot twice, but must always shoot the closest unit. So most of the battle suits aren't infantry, but stealth suits are, so it does work on them, which is quite handy. But yeah, the rest of the battalion is a unit of 10 breaches, 2 units of 5 breaches, and 2 devilfish. Then we have the Vanguard, which is a unit of 5 stealth suits with burst cannons and ATS, so they've got -1 AP. A hazard suit, which is a really lovely model, the Forge Web one, I really like it. It's got 2 dual burst cannons, so it's 4 burst cannons in total basically, with ATS, so lots of heavy bolter shots equivalent of. Then we've got a unit of 4 crisis suits, 2 have got double plasma and shield generators, 1 has got double plasma and a drone controller, and the sergeant has got double cyclic ion blaster and ATS. Then we've got a commander in normal armour. Well, he's got Iridian armour. He's a normal commander though, not a Cold Star one, with 3 cyclic ion blasters and ATS. And then we have an Outrider detachment, which is 2 identical units of Pathfinders, which are 6-man Pathfinders, each with 3 rail rifles. Rail rifles are actually really good guns. The only problem with them is they have to be wielded by what is essentially a guardsman, so they tend to die a lot and they don't hit very often. But when they hit, they really hurt. Then we've got a unit of 7 drones. Just normal gun drones, and another commander in Iridium armour with this time with 3 missile pods and ATS, and he got an additional relic. He's got the 6+, what's it called? Pure Tide
chip.
Yeah. And the Warlord is on She, so he gets a 9-inch bubble in his leadership, and because it's the Viola Warlord trait, the other part of it is I just get a command point So
Nice.
basically, it's just I don't need anything specific for the model trait, so just get extra command points. It pays for the relic.
Lovely. So yeah, quite a mobile army with all the battle suits, some good deep striking possibilities against my massed infantry horde. So it'll be interesting to see who wins out, the Tau firepower or the Orc aggression. We will see. We'll come back to you with the deployment and the mission. Fish and a commander on the right flank, another commander, the drones all spread out on sort of one flank where the objectives are congregated. Stealth team choosing to deploy just in front of the Orc line, which could be foolish.
It's two stories up there, they'll be alright.
It is 2 stories up. So we have unit boys here, 2 units of 30 boys. We've got the looters hiding behind the building out of line of sight. I should mention we are playing ITC Rune rules. 2 units Gretchen there, unit Gretchen here on the objective, out of line of sight. Going over the objectives, we have objective 2 over here, objective 4 in the middle, 6 is around here somewhere, yeah, just there under some orcs. And then we have the other objectives congregated, 1 over near the tower line, 3 and 5. Now, before the game starts, I'm spending 3 CP, I'm spending 1 to give my Psyker Warp Head to allow him to cast an extra power, and I'm also spending 2 CP to put the unit of shooter boys in the teleporter to bring them down. The only other way to put them was to deploy them over here where they'd have a long slog away from the cannon. So that is the deployment. We'll go on to the what I assume will be the first turn for the Tau unless I can seize the initiative. Remember, if you enjoy the battles reports, please like and subscribe to the channel, as it helps us out, sort of raise the profile, and hope you enjoy the game. This is going to take the first turn, unless I can seize the initiative with Orcs, which hopefully I'll be able to do. Get a bit closer before this gunline has a chance to shoot. And no, that's a 4. So we'll go on to the first turn for the Tau. Before the game begins, the Pathfinder's doing their scout move forward, just getting closer to the Orc army. In his first turn, Chris drew Secure Objective 4, Mission Critical Objective 6, Secure Objective 6 and no prisoners. Both 4 and 6 are on my side of the board, so he's going to struggle to get them, although no prisoners. Unless he's really unlucky, he's likely to score. He may even get the D3 for it. So we'll see what Chris decides to do in his movement phase on his first turn. The Tau force is actually advancing and moving up a fair bit.
Just not going on.
Yeah, to get into the Orcs. Chris was actually considering moving his Cold Star commander 40 inches to grab objective 4 and score an extra point, which I thought was suicidal. But fortunately he wasn't range, so he's not going to be able to move up. So with that done, should we just move on to the fight phase?
No, I'm afraid, no, not fight phase yet. We'll get to that. We'll get to that after.
So what he did was he issued Kion.
Yeah, carry on with the missile commander
and
pick the Pathfinders because they obviously got their free move, so they don't actually have to move in the movement phase because you can't move if you do it. But so basically, both the Pathfinders and him will be rerolling all to hit rolls.
Yeah, so a lot of firepower going to be coming in at the Orcs. Here's where I probably wish I had a pain boy kicking around. But we will come back to you with the shooting phase for the Tau and what damage they can do against the Orc horde. 2 CP on Hot Blooded on the stealth suit to allow them to fire twice. He then fired in with the Pathfinder units all at this right hand side boy squad, managing to put 4 marker lights on with his rifles and then spent a CP on the stratagem to get the maximum of 5 and managing to kill 3 of the boys with the rest of the firepower from the squad. So quite a few marker lights in here. Managed to make a couple of force field saves to keep a couple alive, but I think this army will be taking a brutal bit of firepower from the rest of the Tau force. So half the Tau firepower has come in from over here, and some of the shield drones, the gun drones actually doing a lot of damage. Unfortunately, this Orc boy squad being wiped out on my left here. The crisis suits are now going to...
Into the stealth suits.
Stealth suits are now going to fire into the other Orc boy squad, getting to shoot twice.
First round. On 4s though, because obviously they didn't have marker lights.
Yes, the marker lights were a big help with taking out that squad.
Because I could have spread them and got reroll 1s on both, but I thought it would be better to make sure one unit definitely died.
Because with stratagems I can bring them back, which is the problem.
So that is, from the first round, that is 6 saves.
6 saves, got my 5-up shield, teleport. Nope, only 1, so that's another 5 dead, so I've lost 9 of this squad so far. This could be a quick game.
Again with these.
Oh, is that? I thought it was 20 in total. It was 20
No, they get 4 shots each, there's 5 of them.
Damn.
Yeah, a lot of shots. With the marker lights, it's really good, but even without them, they're still pretty effective. So another 6 saves.
That's a lot of strength 5 firepower. And again, just 1, so that's 10 dead already. We'll see if any can survive this. Rest of the Tau firepower coming in, being quite brutal actually, managing to kill 18 of these boys in total. So I'm going to use the War Boss's Breaking Edge ability and lose another 3. D3, sorry, which is 1. So that is pretty good first round for the Tau. Some really strong firepower, destroying 1 squad of 30 boys and taking the other squad down to 11. And at the end of his turn, he's going to score
just
no prisoners and first strike for 2 points. Is there any you want to discard?
I think because 6 is now close to me, I think I'll actually discard 4 because that's worth a lot of points if I do get it. I mean, there's still some boys there, but if I can get on it, so I get 2 points from total this turn.
So we will be doing 2 points. Pretty brutal round the firepower, but fortunately for me, not too many points to have to try and back up. So that will be 2 points to 0 going into Orcs turn 1. Turn 1 for the Orcs, I have drawn Secure Objective 3, Mission Critical Objective 6, Secure Objective 1 and Secure Objective 6. 3 and 1 are over in the Tau side, however 6 is right there beside me, so I should be able to get 2 points for that, and if I can get first strike I should be able to get that as well. So we'll come back to it with the movement phase for Orcs on turn 1. End of the movement phase for Orcs turn 1, I used Unstoppable Green Tide to put an Orc unit back here. My thoughts being if I can charge in, I can do some damage here. I can also grab Objective 1 and I might be able to chain out and grab Objective 3 as well. Yep. The Looters moved up and the Grots advanced in order to form some shields here. The other characters, the Mech moving on to, the Weird Boy moving on to Secure Objective, and the other Orc characters advancing up to get into charge range units here, hiding behind the wall so as not to get overwatched to buggery with this squad here. So with that done, we'll move on to hopefully get some good charges off against the Psychic phase. We're going to start with not much I can do really because the jump's no use, and we'll start with a Smite on the Crisis team, which goes off with a 12. Do you know what? I think I'm okay with that. He's not going to do much.
They're -1 to hits, they're a pain in the arse for you to deal with.
Yeah, so D6 damage, D6 mortal wounds for 4, and D3 mortal wounds for me, 3. So he takes 3 mortal wounds. I think that's a fair trade-off, and we're not going to do another psychic power, because I don't think it's don't really think it's worthwhile.
Not that risky, yeah.
Not that risky.
Considering you need to hold that objective, and he's the only guy
and I do need to hold that objective, so killing 4 of this squad.
So, 2 of the squad, then 2 wins each. But
oh, 2 wins each, okay, so 2 die, and that's the psychic phase done. With that done, we'll move on to the shooting phase, hopefully to get some good damage against the squads over here. The only units I can really fire with are my, we left an Orc behind, are my big guns and my looters, so I'll need to decide what targets I want to target them with in order to save some firepower, save some targets alive so that my units can actually charge in and do some damage. Starting off the shooting phase, the looters are going to target the Crisis team, and I'm going to spend 2 CP, on Daka. This allows me to do automatic hits on a 5 or a 6 even though I've moved and regardless of any modifiers. So I'm going to be getting D3 shots per gun. 1, we're going to CP that to get 2, slightly better. So that puts me down to 4 CP, and we'll come back with the firepower. So that is 30 shots, hitting on 5s, getting extra shots for every 5 or 6.
Oh.
That's 18 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 13 wounds against the crisis suits, i.e. drones.
So 6 of them are.
So 6 are passed off.
And then I'll pass off another one. So 7, so all the drones die, and I have...
so that's first strike for me.
6 there, because I took tank 7 hits,
Yeah.
6 saves on the thing. Are they -1, aren't they?
I'll double check that. I think that, yeah, I believe they're -1. 2 damage apiece.
Yeah, so I'll tank them on the guy with the drone controller, because he's now mostly dead.
Yep.
So everyone's getting 4 up saves no matter what, so I can roll.
Okay.
We'll start with the guy with the drone controller. So 4 up saves. So 4 go through at 2 damage each, so that will kill 2 guys.
2 suits. So yeah, not a bad round of shooting there for the drones, or for the looters, killing all the drones who did a lot of damage with their firepower, and clearing a couple of the crisis suits as well. So bonus for me. So the tractor cannons are going to try and finish off the suits. That is 3 hits, wounding on 3s. That is 2 wounds at -2.
So on
Plus the Devastator Doctrine, -3.
No, so I've got the one guy with the shield generator left, so I'll take them on him. I'll take them one at a time because they can kill him in one shot. So the first one fails. I think I will use a reroll on that.
Okay.
Nope, so it still fails. So D6 damage.
D6 damage. How many wounds have they got?
3 each. So you need
3
3
each.
more.
Of course, I've
So
already
the
used my
second hit-
CP.
The second hit on him, he tanks.
Unfortunately, that is only 1 wound. That could have gone better, but we'll see what happens. With the shooting done, pretty much. Oh no, what we'll do is we'll do the pistol fire over here at the Devilfish to see if I can do any damage. No, actually, let's do it at the Commander, see if I can do any.
Commander, 'cause
of course, he's a character. We'll do it at the Devilfish. I might be able to plunk a couple of wounds off. A bit overexcited about my charges, didn't actually show them. So, first off, the Warboss behind the wall here charged into the Commander, the Crisis Suits and the Devilfish. And the other Warboss under here is going to declare a multi-charge on the Devilfish and these 2 commanders.
Commander and a hazard suit, but yeah, they're 2 super suits.
So basically I'm going to charge them in to stop the overwatch against the big squad of boys, because that would cause a lot of damage. So he only needs, I think, a 5 or a 6 to get in. Yeah, 10's more than enough to get in. What we'll now do is declare a multi-charge on basically everyone here.
Okay.
With the squad of boys. Now, this squad, the reason I charged them in the Warboss is because of the ITC rune rules, no one here can see the Warboss to shoot at them. So here, we'll only have the Cold Star Commander able to fire at the squad of boys.
So, 2 fusion blasters, 1 hits. 1 orc has a very, very bad day.
And a 6-up invuln.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
no,
one of them.
One of the 30 dies.
And the relic launcher, 4 shots. Nothing.
Nope, nothing. And these boys get to go. So these boys get to go.
Reroll both of those.
Yeah, let's re-roll them, definitely. And an 11. An 11's enough to get them in. So we will move our chargers and come back to you with the fight phase, which the town may want to interrupt, but I doubt it. Big Mech charging up here to try and deal with the stealth suits. This unit here, hoping to take them on. The boys making it in, and I'm stringing them out so that I can pile in towards the Devilfish and grab that objective from them. So we will start this fight phase with the boys mob, in case you choose to interrupt, which is unlikely. I'll do my pile-in moves again to grab that objective there and to hopefully take on some commanders around here. So we're going to start splitting my attacks. 16 boys going into this commander here. They've got a +1 attack for the chopper and +1 because they're over 20 models. So that's going to be 64 attacks in at the commander, hitting on 3s with a single reroll and wounding on 5s?
5s. There's 5s to win.
Yeah, so we'll come
That's
back.
my one saving grace.
We're not going to record this because that's going to take forever. So we'll come back and see what damage he can do. What's his armor save?
He's only got 3 up armor. He's got 4 up in bun, but that's.
Oh, okay. So I could do some fair damage to him here.
13.
So 64 attacks. I managed to get 13 wounds, and he's got a 3 up armor save.
So he takes 4 wounds.
4 wounds. So he's down to 2 remaining.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, can fall out of combat and do some work there.
He can fall out of combat. Probably to where you will like a long way away.
Do my piling. So come back, we'll do the rest of my attacks and come back to you with the rest of the fight phase. Rest of the attacks from the boys, managing to kill off one of the commanders. Actually,
hazard suit, that one.
Hazard suit, sorry. Just with the knob, which meant the rest of the attacks over here were wasted. Hoping to take out the devilfish. So debating whether to go after the commander or the devilfish. I think the commander is the best option here. So with the Kelly Claw, I've got 5 attacks, thanks to +1. Hitting on 2s because there's no minus on this. So, re-rolling.
One for death goals.
Yep. Wounding on 2s because I'm strength 14.
Do the reroll.
Again with a reroll. So that's 5 wounds at AP -3.
So he has got iridium armour, so he's got 2 up armour, so he does get a 5 up
5
against
ups.
these. But he needs to pass 4 of them because 2 of them is enough to kill him. And he has just done that. That's
Oh, damn. So
that is a bit mad.
that's unfortunate. So he does take 3 damage.
Take 3, yeah.
Which, do orcs have a fight again stratagem?
You do, it's the end of the fight phase, so I will get to do my attacks first.
And it is 3 CP.
It's 3 CP.
I've only got 4 remaining. So I'll do the rest of my attacks with my other guys and we'll come back and see. That is unfortunate. That is 4 out of 5 6s, unfortunately. So he is alive, but I'd only need to do 1 more wound to him to try and kill him.
That one's only got 5 wounds, yeah.
Annoyingly, I should have put more attacks into him. I've never even thought of that with the boys. I thought I'd need them against your guy. But, oh well. They are wasted. Actually, if I'm going to attack again, I'll probably do it with the boys. Because I've got more chance of doing some damage there. So we'll come back and do the rest of the attacks. Rest of the fight phase, unfortunately, the other war boss with the big chopper only able to kill 1 of the suits, but take it down to 1 wound remaining. Kill 1 suit, take 1 down to 1 wound. The big mech able to kill off 1 of the suits because he was hitting on 5s. -1 from his claw and -1 from the stealth suits, which I thought only applied to shooting, but does not. So we will be going into the attacks back from the Tau, which we won't get on camera, and then I think I'm probably
takes the whole boy mob off the pieces.
Then I think it's worth the 3 CP to attack again with the orc boys and try and kill off the 2 commanders. And maybe do some damage to a devilfish as well, although I probably won't target that, rather than have the war boss do it. If I can kill off 2 commanders, I think I'll be in a much better place, because I'm going to get a lot of firepower coming back at me, I reckon. So we'll do the Tau fight phase. So the Tau attacks back actually had the impetuousness to put 2 wounds on one of my war bosses, over here from the crisis suit. Stealth suit's doing no damage, over here. No damage to the orcs.
2 boys died actually.
2 boys did die. I did spend 3 CP to fight again with the boys, taking me down to 1 remaining. So with my attacks, I was able to kill off both commanders and pile in round the devilfish. Now it still can fall back and shoot thanks to having the fly keyword, but more importantly, the unit inside cannot disembark at this point, so that at least saves me from a little bit of firepower.
That would have been a lot, because they're the 10-man unit, I could double shoot them. You would have had 40 shots.
Yes.
So a lot.
So I have only 1 CP remaining, unfortunately, but that's the way it goes sometimes. But some characters and units in precarious position. I've still got another big squad of boys to come in and do some damage, although I'll be scoring big this round because I've actually scored first strike, secure 3, mission critical, secure 1 and secure 6, giving me 5 points in total. 5 points in total to 2, so pretty good turn for the orcs, I think. Managed to get quite a few casualties. Annoyingly, I was hoping to take out those crisis teams, but unfortunately 1 survived. Warlord's probably going to die. Quite a few of the boys are probably going to die, unfortunately, and I'll have 1 squad left, so this could hang in the balance. This could be a very quick game, over by turn 3.
Well, because I moved forward because I needed to kill stuff, and it meant you got the engagement, so yeah.
So we will come back to you with the cards drawn for Tau on turn 2. Cards drawn for the Tau, turn 2. He's drawn Heroes of Fenris, because these orcs
Yes.
these Tau are crazy. No, it's actually the card, so this is going to be the Tau specific one, which is
the greater good.
The Greater Good, which is control an objective held by your opponent and score D3 if you control 3.
No, it's D3 for controlling 1, D3 plus 3 if you control 3 that are controlled by your opponent.
Damn, that's a lot.
I probably won't get the D.
Mission critical objective, which is 6, assassinate and secure 6. Which, in all honesty, you couldn't have asked for a better round of cards. You can probably get 3 objectives I control. If you kill this boys unit, you will get them. Given the fact I have no CP remaining to keep them alive, if you can get objective 6 somehow.
But if I'm to kill them, I need to kill both war bosses as well, because otherwise you're just breaking heads.
That's true.
I have to kill the whole
That's true. So if you can get all of these, that'll be a big score for you. So we'll see what tactics Chris decides to pull out against the Orks. Movement phase, the squad inside one of the Devilfish advancing to get in range of the war boss, while the stealth team falling back. So if they fail to kill him, he will be heroically intervening them. Rest of the squad's moving up slightly, falling back from combat, whereas the 2 Devilfish move up to grab this objective from the weird boy if he can kill him on 1 wound remaining, which is entirely likely, leaving the the big mech up here. So that is quite a good movement phase. He's going to score 2 objectives that I hold, so he's going to get D3 for that. He's probably going to get D3 for mission critical.
And secure 6 as well.
And he's going to get secure 6, so this could give him a good lead, especially if he gets 3 points. D3 for assassinate as well, which is also entirely likely if these guys can take out the 2 war bosses and the weird boy Runthead over here. So this could swing it very heavily in favour of the Tau and leave me with pretty much nothing left after this. So
20, 30 boys in the...
I do have 30, that's true, I do have 30 boys coming in. So
and if I don't touch the looters, you just shoot what's left.
That's very true. So we will come back with the shooting phase for the Tau on turn 2. Start the shooting phase, the unit of, was it Breachers?
Breachers, yeah.
Unit Breachers are going to spend a stratagem, 2 CP, to fire twice into my war boss. I will be getting a 5-up save thanks to my armour or my invuln. You wrote them over here. So that's going to be how many shots?
So I'll do them 1 round at a time, because if they get very lucky and kill him with the first one, they shoot the Orks instead.
Yeah.
So the first round, 10 shots hitting on 4s. So they're probably not going to do that now. Wounding on 3s though, because they are strength 6 at that range. So that's 2 wins on him.
Only 2 wins, 5-up save, single damage?
Single damage, yeah.
2 5-ups thanks to the big mech. I save 1, so he takes 1.
And the second round, a little better, still not amazing though.
No, less than half.
Only 2 wins.
Only 2 more wins, so. And I save another, so he only takes 2 wins so far. So a good shout for the war boss at this point. Shooting phase, one of the Devilfish firing at the weird boy, only doing 2 wounds, and then I made 2 5-up saves because I was in cover. But unfortunately, the other Devilfish able to take him out to score assassinate. Markolites galore, firepower galore, going into the squad here. Managing to kill 15 of them. So I'm going to lose another D3 thanks to breaking heads, although my war boss survived. Stealth team's only managing to take 2 more wins off him, leaving me on 2 remaining. And firepower over here into the war boss, only managed to do 1 wound to leave him on 3 remaining as well. So in the fight phase, I can heroically intervene, which I think I might try and do into the stealth team, just only to kill them off, because you're hitting on 5s in combat, wounding on 5s.
Yes, because it's 5.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to kill them off. So I think I will heroically intervene there and attack first with the war boss on them. To do some damage. We are hoping to kill them off, and then actually not as brutal a turn as I thought. One of my mobs is still alive. I've still got a mob with 30. The looters are unharmed, as are the big guns, but you're going to get quite a few points this turn if you roll well, so the game could be decided depending on what objectives he's able to roll. Going in, taking 1 wound from the combat with the guys, taking them down to 1 wound remaining. He's now played a stratagem which gives When my last mod destroyed, every unit within
3 inches, so it'd be my unit as well.
takes mortal wounds.
Just one mortal wound.
One mortal wound and a 4+, so you can kill my warlord here.
So on the war boss, he's killed.
He's dead. Unfortunately, that is assassinate and warlord.
Yeah, and it might stop you breaking heads because I don't know if the range is 3 on. If it's 6, you might be all right, but if it's 3, you're probably.
Yeah.
And then on the orcs, one of those explodes as well. And on my own town, it's fine. Nice.
Oh, that was a good play. That was a good play there. Unfortunately. Annoyingly, I probably shouldn't have gone in had I known that. I didn't know that was a strategy.
No, I've never used it's only on a 4-up, so it's normally not really useful, but it's only 1 wound as well. If it was D3, it might be worth it. So it's the only time I've ever had any use of it.
We will check the range. That could significantly change the game.
It may do, yeah.
If we're not in range, so we'll double check. Hey, so that was foolish on my part. I lost my warlord for Slay the Warlord, and I will lose D3 plus 3. Sorry, D6 plus 3, so 8 die. 2, 4, 6. Only leaving 4 remaining, which is
4 on the knob, yeah.
Not good. 4 on the knob, which is pretty brutal. So we will need to see what you score. So you're going to score D3 points for your Tau specific one, which is
I took 2 off you, but not the 3.
Yep.
So D3
for
so 2 points.
Mission crit, you'll get D3.
Yeah.
For 1.
Just the 1.
Assassinate, you'll get 1.
Yeah, because I could have 2, but not 3.
So that's 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
So that takes it to 7 plus Warlord, 8 points to 5 going into turn 2 for the Orcs. So you're ahead by 3 so far, but I've still got some cards I can potentially.
And I'm still worried about the fact that I didn't touch the looters this turn.
Yes, the looters could potentially do some damage. Annoyingly, I shouldn't have heroically intervened.
No,
that was foolish of me. I didn't realise you could do that.
As I said, I've never ever used that strategy before.
No.
It's only 1 mortal wound, so it just happened that he was on 1. I was like, because if I hadn't wounded him in combat, it would have been pointless, because it would have just done another wound.
Yes.
It's like whatever.
So we'll see what cards the Orcs can come back with for my second turn. Rather foolishly, shouldn't have bothered heroically, or should have gone after the Pathfinders, because they can't do that.
They can't explode. More attacks, but they couldn't explode.
Damn, that was annoying. Okay, that's an error on my part, but what you know now is fine. Two, I have Secure Objective 5, Secure Objective 1, Secure Objective 2, and Big Game. Secure Objective 2, my grots are sitting on, so that's fine. 5 is over here.
It's that one.
Yep, 5 is over here. 1 is over there with the boys, which I can get if I choose not to shoot. Big Game, I need to kill one of the devilfish and try and take that out, which I might try and do anyway. So we'll come back to you with the movement phase for the Orcs on turn 2. End of my movement phase, the grots moving up over here, the rest forming a screen around. The squad of 5 here moving on to the objective. Could go after the fire wars, but as I always say, play the objectives. So they're going to grab that one for a nice easy point. The big mech moving down behind the ruins, so you can either charge the unit here and try and kill them off, or maybe one of the devilfish will be able to go. The lone war boss moving up, hoping to do some work around here. And finally, my big squad of shooter boys coming in and landing over here to go after Objective 5 and hopefully take out some of these warriors as well if I can make my charge. So with that, there is no psychic phase. Yep, shooting phase, we're going to start with the tractor cannons firing in at the devilfish with the squad inside. So that's going to be 3 automatic hits. Because it's a fly vehicle, I get basically melter. I get to roll 2d6 and pick the highest for damage. So we will be wounding on 3s. That is most unfortunate. I've got 1 CP left. I think I'm going to save it for the looters. So yeah, they don't get the clan culture. So that's 1 wound at -2. So 5 up save. Jesus. And he makes a 6, so that's unfortunate. We'll next move in the looters. We'll target the same vehicle, simply because I need to kill a vehicle, try and get a point.
Yep.
So I get D3 shots. 3.
That's not good for that.
Great. Well, I can save that CP then for some stuff later. So that's 45 shots. We will come back and see with my hit rolls. This is 45 shots, hitting on 5. 6s give me extra shots. So I got 7 extra shots, which gave me another, converted another 2. That is 17 hits, wounding on 4s. And 1 reroll, that could have been better. That is 2, 4, 6. Oh, that's only 6, so that is pretty horrendous. Only 6 out of 17. You'd need to fail all of these to kill it.
It's only -1, I think.
Yeah, it's only -1. And you fail none.
That's ridiculous. That devilfish is apparently just covered in some sort of massive shield generator.
So that makes things a bit annoying because I was fully expecting to kill that.
I thought between the looters and the big guys, there's no way it was going to survive.
Yeah, that was some horrendous wind rolls. So that's not going to get me big game hunter. So I'm going to have to get my other 3 points to drop level. And unless I can do, unfortunately, that means I don't diminish any of your firepower really. And unless I can do some serious damage this turn, then I think I'm only going to draw the score even, and I'm going to struggle to survive actually in your turn if I don't do a lot of damage.
It depends, if the shooter boys make it, you still probably tie up all this.
Yeah, the shooter boys...
I have got 2 fish, but that's...
I'm going to fire at one of the squads to try and kill them. We'll see what happens there. Rest of the shooter boy is able to kill one of the squads here. The war boss firing his shooter, managing to kill one of the warriors. Some pistol shots over here, actually managing to kill a couple more, getting quite a few dakas. The big mech firing his custom mega blaster into the crisis suit, hitting once, and then failing to wound on the double one. Even with the reroll, failing to wound to keep him alive. So that's a lot of Overwatch coming in there. Pretty crappy shooting phase for me. I was fully expecting one devilfish to be dead.
Absolutely as well.
After the mech guns fluffed, and then the looters absolutely. Well, they didn't fluff so much as you made every save.
I mean, they didn't roll well, so I had to fail them all. So if I'd rolled average, you'd have been crippled but not dead. But I just didn't do anything.
Yeah. So in the charge phase, we're going to start with the charge from the shooter boys into the commander and the squad here.
Yep.
May as well soak up some Overwatch.
Yep.
We'll see what damage they can do. Overwatch fire from the Tau, only managing to kill off one of the boys, and then they will charge 10 inches. That is enough to make it in. So for other charges, I think we're going to declare the big mech's going to charge into the breachers. My plan originally was, if the devilfish needed killing off, I'd charge in at him, but he's not going to be able to do any damage there. I think this squad's going to charge in as well, so that I can string out. And perhaps foolishly, I think this war boss...
If you charge with that... Oh, you charge the big mech first.
I'll charge the big mech first and soak up the Overwatch. And I think this war boss is going to have to charge into these two and try and do some damage there. Hopefully I will survive the Overwatch and be able to do some... kill them off, or at least stop some of them from shooting, which would be nice. We will come back with... And then that leaves just a couple of devilfish and the unit inside to do some damage. So the game could be tight. We'll do the Overwatch and the charges off camera and come back with the fight phase for Orks turn 2, which has been... I don't think this is going to go 5 or 6 turns.
I imagine this probably won't, yeah.
Very quickly is going to... I do have 1 CP left. Fortunately, the looters got 3 shots each for all the good it did them. But I will be able to use Grot Shield to hopefully keep some of them alive. And again, shoot at the devilfish and do nothing at all.
Exactly.
That's basically all I have left to hurt them. So we'll do the charges and we'll come back to you with the fight phase. Rest of the charges, the big mech and the squad making it in. The big mech stopping this unit from firing Overwatch or supporting fire. The war boss actually making it in. The crisis suit overcharging and killing himself. So I only have to finish off those 3. Making the charge over here, hoping to take out this commander and swamp them. So we will start with the commander. I'm going to put the knob in first, getting 4 attacks, hitting on a 4, I believe.
Yes, force to hit.
Force to hit with the against the commander. Rerolling, thanks to
Nice, yeah.
Death Skulls.
2s to wound, because you set 5 base.
2s to wound. Ooh, that could have gone better. That's 3 wounds though. Minus 3.
5 up saves, so all 3 go through.
Oh, how many wounds does he have?
And he has 5, so probably
He only has 5, so yeah, that's enough. Yeah, we'll do the other reroll anyway. That's fine. So commander's dead, and we'll do the rest of the attacks from the Orc boys and come back to you with that. Unsurprisingly, the rest of the fire warriors or breachers, pathfinders, falling. We'll next do the war boss over here, getting 4 attacks, hitting on 2s. Yep, all hit. Strength 6, so 2 to wound.
8, I think. Space strength.
Yes.
Just
Rerolling. So that is 4 at -1.
so 3 dead.
3 dead. I kill the unit off, and we'll do the attacks over here and come back and see. So hopefully being able to kill. Damn, I wish I had no prisoners this turn. That would have been quite effective.
Yeah. All blood and guts, yeah.
We'll do the rest of the attacks over here. So over here, Orcs not doing so well thanks to the power claws, only managing to kill
1 each.
yeah, killing all but 1, but I will pile in and hopefully try corner him, stop him falling back, while spreading out to still grab this objective. So some movement shenanigans there to try point him. If he is able to kill anyone though.
No.
Nope. So over here, the war boss managed to kill this squad, killing all but 1, which probably works out better as I'll be able to keep them locked in combat.
If they run away, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll do the morale.
So the leadership 7, you killed 4. So on a and because they're town, they also pass on 6s. So a 4 or a 5, they run away. No,
No, he survived, so that works out well for me. So, the end of my turn, I won't score Big Game Hunter, and I'm going to discard that after the incredible performance. So I will score all 3 of these. Secure Objective 1, Secure Objective 5, Secure Objective 4. At the end of Orc Turn 2, taking it to 8 points each. And only a few units left.
Both sides, really.
And both Devilfish quite active. So depends how many looters can survive the attacks, and the boys over here, if they can actually get into the fight any. We'll see what happens.
May ignore them a bit.
If they can survive. So depending on what cards are drawn, this is only turn 2. It's a bloody game, but it's a close game. Unfortunately, really wish one of those Devilfish were dead. That was not the plan, boys. You were so. I know you don't like shooting, but you really were supposed to kill one of them.
Yeah.
I must say. So we'll come back to you with the cards drawn for Tau on turn 3. Tau turn 3. There's very little left on the board, but these are cards drawn. Psychological Warfare, very good. Probably get that with killing some grots. Advance, which he already has, which I inadvertently helped him do by killing everything. Defend 4, which he's unlikely to get because it's quite far away from his units. And this is a Tau specific one called the Lure, which is kill a unit that made a charge in the previous turn. So that would either need to be the boys, the war boss, or this unit, which you cannot shoot at, so you need to do in combat. And objective 4 is over here. So he's not going to be able to get that easily, at least not defending. So we'll see what the few Tau units decide to do at the end of their turn. Tau movement phase, the squad of breachers getting out and advancing towards the grots, the ethereal moving up towards the big guns, whereas the 2 Devilfish advance, one moving on to objective 4 and the other moving up as well. So very few units left in the Tau. They've now taken my side of the board pretty much, and potential to score 2 points this turn. He's scoring at least 1. He might get Psychological Warfare, and he may get Defend 4 if he can clear some of my units off and I can't get in range. So we'll start with the Tau shooting phase. Start the shooting phase. Chris is going to spend another 2 CP to allow the breachers to shoot twice. Where is he going with these?
They have to shoot the closest units. The first unit is this unit of grots out here is the closest unit.
Yep, so
it's 2 separate rounds.
1 unit of 10 grots.
Hitting on 4s. Oh, they found it. That's a decent hit roll.
Yes, very decent.
So hopefully we kill all in one go.
Wounding on 2s.
Yeah, killing on 2s. Smart to do as well.
Killing on 2s.
So it's not the whole unit, but that is 8 of them.
And that's probably going to get you a psychological. So that are 8 dead, leaving 2 remaining, which are closest to the unit, so you will have to shoot them unless he shoots them with the Devilfish. Chooses to use their firepower. So we'll come back at the end of the shooting phase and show what has been left. Rest of the shooting, Devilfish finishing off the 2 grots there, the Pathfinders shooting in and killing the other grot squad, while the remaining Devilfish only managing to kill off 2 of the looters, so they will not fail a morale check because they are leadership 13 at the moment. Any charges?
On shield will charge the 2 closest big guns.
Yep, and they can fire at them, so Well, I'll roll them both at once as well. So 6s. Oh no, they hit automatically.
Even on Overwatch.
Let's check that. So just checking, the guns do hit automatically. Doesn't mention anything about Overwatch. So if you want to charge 2 of them, you'll be getting 2 automatic hits.
Yeah, he's got a forbidden one, but that's still. I got. Screw it. Sunday, we'll go for it.
For charging 2?
Yeah, we'll charge both.
Okay. So that's 2 hits, wounding on 2s, I believe. That is. Ooh, that. I'm not going to spend my last CP, so that is 1 wound.
I will spend a CP.
He will spend a CP, he's got 1 remaining.
So,
So we're both down to 1 wound remaining, 1 CP remaining, and can he make his charge? Yeah, 7's enough to get in, so that will shut down the firepower of 2 of my guns. 3rd, if he can kill it. So we'll come back to you with the fight phase for the town. Okay, all the attacks going into 1 of the guns.
So hitting on 2s. Nope.
3 hits.
Strength 5, so winning on 4s.
2 wins?
-2, so maybe a 6.
No save. So that's 2 wins on the guns. I'll see what the crew can attack back. So the mech guns actually get 6 attacks each. So that's going to be 12 attacks, hitting on 5s. That is 3 hits, wounding, strength 2, so wounding on 5s.
Wait till it's 3.
1 goes through.
No, he didn't
He
move.
takes it. He takes a win, so that will be some damage there. So at the end of the turn, there will be no morale because the looters are fine, and you will score advance only.
Start defending 4.
You'll start defending 4. Do you wish to discard anything?
I will discard the Tau one, the killer.
Oh no, sorry, we need to do this combat. We need to do this combat over here with the 1 fire warrior.
It's the Orks. Oh, he hits once. No, it doesn't wound.
Doesn't wound, and we'll do the attacks back. So we'll do the. So we'll do the knob here. 3 attacks, hitting on 4s. That's 3 hits, wounding on 2s. He's dead. So that's enough to kill him, and I will consolidate towards the closest unit. So at the end of the turn, he will score advance, taking them up to 9 points. He'll start defending 4, he'll keep psychological, and he's discarding the lure. So that takes it to 9 points to 8, going into Orc, turn 3. Going into the Orc turn 3, I have Secure Objective 2, which the Grots are on, Area Denial, which currently has a Devilfish within 6 inches of the centre, Secure 6, which I can probably get to, and Secure 5, which my Big Orc Boys unit are on, but I will need to remain there if I wish to keep it. So we'll come back after my movement phase and see what I decide to do. Movement phase, the loot is staying in place to get maximum firepower before hopefully charging in it here. One of the big guns falling back, the other remaining in place. The units around here moving up. The war boss and the boys advancing, ensuring they string back to hold that objective. So I think there'll be a lot of firepower going into the squads here, and hopefully doing some damage. So we'll start with the shooting phase. One of the big guns that can fire will shoot at this Devilfish because he can't see the other one on the objective. So he will be hitting automatically, wounding on a 3. He fails to wound. Those big guns have been absolutely useless this turn. So we'll then go for the looters. We'll fire at the one on the objective. D3 shots for 3, so I've still got a CP left, fortunately. We'll do the shots and hopefully do a bit of a better job this time. 39 shots from the looters, hitting on 5s. Oh, drop dice don't count, even though it's a 6. And another drop 6. I better roll some good 6s now.
Yeah, that's a fair few.
That's a fair few. So that was 10 Dakas rolling, giving me 20 hits in total, wounding on 4s. Which again,
that's
pretty horrendous once more.
1 reroll.
And I get 1. Oh, guys, you're killing me. So out of 20 shots, wounding on 4s, that is 6 wounds.
Same
That
as
is
last time.
pathetic.
So here we go, all passing, right? Not quite. You get 2
Tails
through.
2, so 4 damage. Oh, these looters have been horrendous this game. Right, we're going to put the firepower from the shooter boys and from the war boss into them, and then we're going to put some firepower into the breachers as well. Rest of the shooting phase, Shooter Boy's actually managing to do pretty much as well as the Looters. Managing to put 2 wounds on it. Big Mech failing, rolling it again, rolling a double 1 to hit on the Devilfish and taking a mortal wound in process. The boys here managed to kill 1 of this squad. So in the charge phase, we are going to put a charge from the big gun into the breachers to hopefully soak up the Overwatch before the rest of my squad go in.
So 2 are in 5 and the rest will be in 10.
Yep, so we'll do the Overwatch for that. So, only taking a wound from the breachers in Overwatch, and I will charge in. Yeah, 10's enough to get in. So we'll do the rest of the charges. We're probably going to put the Shooter Boys into the both Devilfish to try and stop him from scoring that objective. Might put the Looters in as well, actually. And these squads over here are going to go into the Fire Wars now that they can't be hurt. So we'll come back with the rest of the charges. Rest of the charges, boys charging in, getting an 11-inch charge, able to string out on the objective and get onto objective 4 to stop them scoring. Warboss getting in, losing 4 to the Overwatch fire. Chris spent his last CP to allow 1 Devilfish to hit on 5s, but only doing 3 hits, which the other one matched, hitting on 6s.
The one that was hitting on 6s did better, yeah.
Over here, both squads getting in as well. So out of CP, we will start with the attacks in at the Devilfish. So we'll be getting 4 from the knob on the wounded Devilfish to start with. Hitting on 4s. 4 attacks, hitting on 4s. Rerolling 1 of these for 2 hits.
And 3s to wound.
Wounding on 3s with a single reroll. No, only 1 gets through.
That goes through.
It goes through for D3 damage. Reroll that. 2, so it's down to 4 wounds remaining. So we'll do the rest of the attacks from the boys and see what is left alive. In the rest of the fight phase, the boys attacking the Devilfish only managing to take down a single wound. The boys over here doing no damage, but the War Boss taking 6 from the Devilfish, bracking it. Over here, Breachers were slain by the Orks, and the Ethereal taking another wound. So he's going to do his attacks back.
All hit this time.
All hit.
Forced to just wounds, no saves. So he does 3 to you, so it's not dead.
Nope, it's not dead yet. It's down to 1 wound remaining. So at the end of my turn, I'm going to score Secure Objective 2, Secure Objective 6, and Secure Objective 5, taking it up to 11 points to 9, and I will hold on to Area Denial. Just in case. Oh no, actually, let's ditch that because you can move far enough away to give me a problem. So I'll ditch Area Denial, taking at the end of Orc turn 3, 11 points to 9. Turn 4 for the Tau. Chris had Psychological Warfare and Defend 4, and he drew Secure 1, Secure 2. 2's over here held by Magrots, and 1 is way over there, which I don't think he's getting because the Devilfish are quite damaged. With very few units remaining, this will be a quick turn for the Tau. He'll be able to fall back and shoot the Orcs, but we'll see how much damage they can do when they're bracketed. Start of Tau turn 4, the Ethereal giving himself a 6 up Feel No Pain, the 2 Devilfish falling back. So where's the shooting attacks going for these guys?
So the one that can only hit on 6s is on 1 wound. We'll shoot the 5-man boy unit.
Yeah, so you can potentially get psychological from this.
If they're only shoot 7. But
yeah, if you're not able to kill them. Although I think they're in range, they might be in range of the Looters to use their leadership.
6, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we'll need to double check that.
I'll just shoot them anyway because it's a unit to clear off. 6 is to hit, and that's a shame. If I pick the one that hit on 5s, that'd be really good.
3 hits.
3 wins.
3 wins, and 8 AP.
Nope,
so 5 up. Oh, with the dude is there. 2 die. The other Devilfish
hitting on 5s
is going to shoot at what?
The same unit.
Okay.
So might as well make it.
Yeah.
Kill that unit. 3s. 4 saves.
4 saves. You could kill them if I don't make any. But so I don't, I make 2, so just the knob left, and he's taken 4 damage.
So if it's 3-inch bubble, he might run.
Yep, so combat.
Yep, so on she, we'll go to -2 AP again.
Yep.
To finish off that big gun, hopefully. 4 hits, 1 4-up will kill it. Yeah, it's dead.
It's dead.
So he'll consolidate into the next one.
And he will consolidate into the next one. So I will get my chance to strike back. and hopefully do some damage. And we'll measure up some morales and see what I'm in range of. So after measuring, the remaining knob is not in range of any units to use their rule. So he lost 4, he's leadership 7. On a 4+, I'm running. And a 1. I get lucky. So at the end of your turn, you will score no points.
Nothing.
Do you want to discard anything?
I guess I'll discard defend 4. I mean, I'm not going to do anything, but.
So we will come back with the Orc. Very quick Tau turn. Come back with Orcs turn 4. Orcs turn 4. I draw Supremacy, Secure Objective 3, Master the Warp, and Defend 4. I'm currently sitting on 4. And I'm currently also sitting on 3 objectives, so I'm probably going to get them, not getting Master the Warp, and I'm definitely not getting Secure 3. So a few points for the Orcs in this turn. Movement phase, Shooter Boys, shuffling slightly to get onto they're holding 3 objectives. The Lone Knob moving up towards the Ethereal, because I don't really need to hold that. The War Boss and the Big Mech moving up towards the Wounded Devilfish. Shooting phase, we will start with the Shooter Boys are going to fire everything into the Wounded Devilfish to try and finish that off. So hopefully my looters can no longer embarrass themselves and actually do some damage to this one. So we'll come back and show you what the effects of that is. End of the shooting phase, as you can see, 2 Devilfish were destroyed thanks to the Shooter Boys able to take the last one out, and the looters. The Big Mech, I used my last CP reroll. I managed to hit was Blaster and do 5 damage, although I don't think I needed the CP reroll because he gets to reroll damage.
Oh, that's true.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But the looters actually only managed to do 4 wounds but did take it out. The War Boss managed to kill the 2 drones that disembarked and 2 drones over here. So in the charge phase, we're going to be charging into the Ethereal with a bunch of units and hopefully killing him too. And the drones will be in a bad day here.
They're going to Overwatch and kill the entire boys squad. They
could, so we'll do our charges. Charges, boys going into the drones, taking 1 death in Overwatch, and then the boss and the Big Mech actually managing to have like a 12-inch. Well, he rolled a 12-inch charge, making it in here. So we'll do the combats. We will start with the Big Mech and at the Ethereal.
So he's going to do his reroll saves this time.
Okay.
Because obviously you've got power claws in there and don't want to die.
Yeah, so 3 attacks hitting on 4s with the Big Mech. I mean, I'll be as well rolling these all at once because I think they're the same stat.
They're all winning on 2s, yeah.
They're all winning on 2s, so 6 attacks. 4s to hit, 1 reroll. Oh no, sorry.
You can do reroll 2. You can reroll 2.
Yeah, but I don't know which one was which.
You missed enough that both of them is
Yeah, so 3 hits, 2s to wound. 3 wins.
So I get 4 up invulnerable, rerollable because of his sword stance.
Ooh, yeah, he survives, damn it. And then.
That's what it is. Unfortunately, the net guns are alright against him.
Do you want to just take the drones off now?
Yeah.
So the drones are dead, and we'll change the mech. The mech gun gets 6 attacks.
Hitting on 5.
Hitting on 5s.
Because the thing is, that's what he's got a good save, but it's like the mech gun's actually
no wins.
He's going to put his 5 attacks into the knob.
Okay.
So hitting on 2s.
Nice.
Winning on 3s. Just the 1 though, and it's only 1 damage, so it's not going to kill him.
AP?
Nothing.
Yep.
Because he can either do AP
right.
thing, so.
He saves. He makes this,
I'll
so
take the living though.
no damage there. So at the end of my turn, I will be scoring Supremacy for 3 points. I'm starting to defend 4 and I've ditched Master the Warp. So at the end of turn 4, that is 9.
You had 11.
I had 11, so I've got
9.
14 to 9, I believe.
Yep.
Should we just call it there?
Yeah, I think we call it.
I think we can call it there because
if I'm really lucky with my invulnerable saves, I might get Linebreaker at the end.
You might,
because you might not kill Unchi.
So thanks, Chris, for a good game.
Yeah.
I did not see that happening after your first turn.
No, well, yeah, it was the bringing the whole unit boys and then making their charge was a big deal.
So we'll come back with some after battle thoughts for the turn 4 of the well, basically the whole game. So a victory for the Orks. So thanks to Chris for a fun game. Orks versus Tau. As I said, this was the first time I've taken the Orks out since the new Codex. which I don't know why it's taken me so long. I've simply played other armies. I've been wanting to play the Genestealer cults, the Deathwatch, the White Scars. I've not had my guard out nearly enough. But yeah, no, that was a fun game against quite an infantry-heavy orc list against a not really gun-line Tau. So what were your thoughts behind your army?
Yeah, no, it worked pretty well as much as... Because obviously the first turn I just dropped one of the boys' squads, which is... I knew I needed to do that because to clear them out. Because I could have shot the looters a bit, but they were just going to take the shots.
That was brutal. I was not expect. Well, I was expecting to lose a unit, but that at 1,500 points with so few, I was in trouble.
But it was the second unit which I didn't kill them, and then you had the command points to bring them back.
That did, yeah, that was my plan.
And then more importantly, they made their charge against a lot of units.
The rerolls with the orcs.
Oh, really helped, obviously. Yeah.
Very strong. As I say, I don't think I really failed an important charge.
You didn't fail one at all. Not one.
I thought, well, my loot is hidden on turn 1. I thought it was a mistake when you weren't targeting them. In hindsight, completely the right move. They did basically bugger all the whole game. Well, they killed those gun drones. Those gun drones were...
Yes, yeah, by virtue of shooting, I think they were.
They killed like 15, 16 boys on their own.
So it's a debate whether I should have put the stuff in Deep Strike that I could go in Deep Strike, but I thought with the amount of spread out I'd have, and given that I needed the first turn fight, because I needed to kill one unit.
You did, yeah.
And the drones killed what, like 10 or 11 just them, something like that, and quite a few. So I might not have done it without them. So yeah, I think that was worth having them on the table for.
I think keeping the shooter boys in reserve worked well.
Yeah, no, having an extra unit back.
It kept them alive. That endless horde stratagem is powerful.
So
basically.
I don't 100% know that. They definitely FAQ'd something about it. I'm not 100% sure what that was. It might have just upped the cost to 4, like with
maybe
with Vect and stuff, but.
I forgot to check that.
Yeah. Because it's fine for the game. It's a bit different, but I have a feeling they definitely mentioned FAQ something about that one, but I'm not 100% sure what it was. What's the other thing?
I'm putting them in, but allowing me to string out to get the objectives was helpful as well. Then a brilliant play from you, turn 2, when I heroically intervened the stealth suits.
Blew up in his face. Yeah.
Blowing up my warlord, which hurt because I lost like an extra 8 guys.
Because the morale, yeah.
Because of the morale.
Yeah.
I really didn't know that was a thing. Because as you say,
I have never used that strategy in a game.
Yeah.
Like, ever. It just is. It's almost never. It's just he happened to be on 1 wound. Because it's you explode, but it's only 1 wound on a 4 up. It's really not very good.
Definitely a good
but
play.
But in that one particular instance, it was useful.
So I think getting the boys in and being able to make all my charges was useful. Your Overwatch fire not being that great, I would say. Well, mostly I was able to block your Overwatch fire thanks to the ruins, but it really wasn't that useful.
That was the only thing with the moving up to kill the boys, is that a lot of the characters ate the Overwatch through a wall, so they didn't actually, because I killed like 3 orcs on the one thing I had. So
I mean, I was seriously worried. Your first turn, killing a unit, depleting another one. I got lucky with bringing... Had you taken out both units and I couldn't bring one back at full strength, that would have been brutal.
Because you wouldn't have anything on that table.
I really wouldn't have had anything left.
And the characters would have, they would have still done in and probably killed a couple of units, but then all of them would have died because they would have been nothing to shoot at.
I can see the power of the looters, just not in my hands. And the mech guns as well. The auto hitting's great, but it's the unfortunately just the way I'm rolling.
Well, it's a combination.
They didn't do anything.
You rolled really bad, and then I had a couple of rounds of really good saves on the fish. So.
Yeah, the combat, obviously once orcs get in the combat, they're good.
But Devilfish are great. Like, obviously this list is very untraditional for a Tau list, but Devilfish are surprisingly good because they can tie stuff up in combat. That not so much with orcs, but like if you're facing marines or something, you can charge those into like a 10-man unit of intercessors. They might take like 2 or 3 wounds, but they're not going to die, and then it stops those intercessors like just gunning down all your troops.
Yeah, no, it was very impressive with them. I think the Devilfish and the Breachers pretty good. Again, I like the orcs. I just didn't have much. I got the big squads. I like the big squads of boys. The actual stuff like the weird boy, the looters. I didn't get the best out of them. Seeing as I spent just all but 1 of my CP on turn 1,
Pretty much, yeah.
Which I needed to do for the fight again. 3 points to bring in the horde, 3 points to fight again, 2 points for Daka Daka Daka, which was quite effective, I think, actually, against the guys. What I do like about the Death Skulls is the amount of free rerolls.
The Salamander's ball.
It saves CP. It saves so much CP, which is great. So yeah, overall quite a fun battle. Not the way when I wonder if sitting back for an extra turn on your first turn.
But all my stuff's only range 18. So I wouldn't have got first strike. Yeah,
that's true.
That's the problem.
Or some of the objectives actually you had to go after. Well, you didn't get too many objectives.
No, I didn't score anything. The only thing I had, it was first strike and killer unit, but I wouldn't have done that without getting with an 18.
That's true.
And I think the drones were about 14 away, but it wasn't much. I didn't get much closer than I needed to.
No, so I think, but the problem with moving forward was they put you in range to
because the way that wall was set out.
It put you in a lot of range to get. I could hide units behind, and I could get in some charges. So yeah, overall. Thanks, Chris, for another fun game. Second time on the channel, this time with this Tau. Well, hopefully you play Space Wolves as well.
I have Wolves, I have Marines, so I have a Salamander's army.
Oh, yeah, Salamanders.
And I have a couple of other little bits and bobs.
So you'll be looking forward to the new book coming out this weekend? Next weekend, sorry.
Yeah, but that'll be... very, very helpful for the Salamanders, I think.
So yeah, hope you enjoyed that game. Any comments or critiques in the video, please leave a comment below. And remember to subscribe to the channel. So hopefully you enjoyed that. We'll see you next time.